The Chilcot report is utterly damning, utterly devastating, and will now cause the complete collapse of the war party of Tony Blair, Jack Straw, Alastair Campbell and the lesser acolytes around them. Sir John Chilcot has done a service for Britain, and a sorely needed one, and just in the nick of time. Just when people everywhere were losing faith in the idea that there could ever be truth and justice in Britain any longer, Sir John Chilcot has rescued a bit, just a bit, of our national honour. His conclusions, which cannot be gainsaid, are that the Prime Minister and the Foreign Secretary, as was Jack Straw, substantially misled not just the British people and the British Parliament, but misled their own cabinet, and worst of all, misled the British forces that they were sending into harm's way, many of whom were then killed, many more wounded, and many more than that psychologically damaged forever. The one word that was missing in the Chilcot inquiry report, because the British establishment seldom puts it quite this way, is that Tony Blair and his friends are unmasked as liars. Tony Blair, you are a liar, and the 7 years and the £10 million spent by the Chilcot inquiry team has established that beyond any contradiction. You lied when you told us that war could be avoided. You lied when you told us, when the agreement with George Bush to follow him whatever the truth, whatever the cost, however many lies you had to tell. You are unmasked today as singularly responsible for the deaths of 1 million people or more, for the cascade around the world of ISIS and Al-Qaeda, which is killing thousands. Now that the official verdict is in, following the public's verdict, which was reached many years ago, the question is what is to be done. I believe that the parties identified as responsible for this, the greatest disaster since Chamberlain and Munich, are they going to face justice? Are they going to pay for what they did? Well, in one way, there isn't anything that they could do to pay for the scale of this disaster. But the very least that must now happen is that they be brought before a court. If the ICC won't put them on trial because they're not black and African enough, then the British courts must do so. I'm sure that the bereaved families are with their lawyers right now planning the next move. But on behalf of the British state as a whole, it seems to me that Mr. Blair must be dragged, along with Mr. Straw and Alastair Campbell, before the bar of the House in impeachment proceedings. This has already been alluded to by some senior parliamentarians, and I believe that nothing Sir John Chilcot said this morning will dissuade them from that court of action. It won't be justice, at least as deserved by the culprits, but to see the Sergeant-at-Arms and Black Rod marching these miscreants into the House of Commons to stand before the bar and face the invective of their former peers, to face the denunciation on behalf of the public by members of Parliament on all sides of the House, will be at least something, and will further recover some honour for Britain. Now, Jeremy Corbyn has been utterly vindicated. The Blairites utterly discredited. In fact, a period of ashamed silence from them on anything would be the very least that they can do. Jeremy Corbyn and the Stop the War coalition, of which he was the chairman, and with which I was myself for so very long associated, we have been proved absolutely right. And you, the public, in your millions, who marched with us and who supported us have been utterly vindicated today. This is a great day for democracy. It's a great day for the idea of truth and justice. It's a great day for all of us who stood up to these bullies, these liars, these killers all those years ago. Mr. Blair, this is for Iraq.